We begin tonight with continuing coverage of the Davenport building collapse. We're learning tonight engineers were on site today using forensic drones to assess the damage and the building stability. We can also tell you the property owners' insurance representatives and engineers where they're conducting their own investigation. A news conference is scheduled for tomorrow at 10 a.m. at the Davenport Police Department. Engineering experts from across the country giving their reaction to the Davenport building collapse and some of their early observations. News 8's Jonathan Fong is live in downtown Davenport. Jonathan, what are some things that stood out to the engineers?
Yeah, good evening, John. One of the first things that the engineers that we spoke to noticed is certainly the building's age at over 100 years old. There's certainly concerns that they said that come with that old age, and that's issues with structural integrity. And they say with that old age, there can be some underlying issues that are difficult to see.
You know, we have a big problem with existing buildings in this country.
Roberta Leon, structural engineering professor at Virginia Tech, explaining the risks of old buildings like the Davenport apartment that partially collapsed this Sunday.
There were really no building codes, and so each building is different. And even if you have the plans for the building, it's not clear that it was constructed that way or that it hasn't been changed in different ways.
But agreeing with the city's consulting engineers that the building is unstable.
The building as it is there, you left it alone, could stand 100 years, but it could come down in the next 10 seconds.
And that the debris pile makes it hard to do search and rescue.
There's nothing that is more dangerous than trying to move a pile of things that's probably holding up the rest of that building.
Alan Geary, an expert of over 40 years, agrees.
Yes, they may well be right that the rubble itself is adding stability to part of the building.
Also pointing out the complaints from tenants.
There were a lot of red flags there about things that were happening. They saw cracks opening up. They felt floors subsiding.
He says this, combined with the building's age and the need for exterior repairs, should have been assigned to do more testing.
The techniques are available right now to assess the capacity of the structure within. In a 6-story building, we can do it in one day.
That method involving sensors which can monitor small vibrations of the building and reveal unstable spots.
And once you can do that, you avoid the possibility of a horrific collapse.
And John, something else that both experts mentioned was the repair work that was being done on that side of the facade that collapsed. They did say that that could be possibly one of the reasons that caused the collapse in the chain of events that happened. However, they say it's too early to be sure. Live in Davenport, Jonathan Fong, WQAD News 8.
All right, thanks, Jonathan. And the engineers we spoke to today say it could take years before a main cause of the collapse is determined.